Start.
Have you shared the screen?
Yes, it is live.
All right. So can you confirm, Kangana, screen is visible, right?
Yes, Radhika, it is.
All right. Okay. So candidates, very good evening. So thank you so much for joining today's session. So we all know that it's been quite a while that you've all received your letter of intent and you're eagerly waiting to get onboarded to Wipro. And having said that, I am sure that most of you would have attended our pre-connect sessions, orientation sessions before. So you might be waiting for some time. So just wanted to give you a heads up that the onboarding is happening in batches. So even if you've attended some pre-connect session, pre-orientation sessions before, so we would have batched you with a buffer, and then probably we might have not required the number because whatever we have batched is suffice for us. So having said that, now there is an opportunity that has come up. Because of that reason, we are calling you for a connect session to brief you in terms of what you're going to sign up for, right? So next 30 minutes to 40 minutes, we will do a detailed in-depth session in terms of what is that you can expect from this particular approach. One. Second, in terms of your career graph, what are the opportunities that you are going to get once you come and join Wipro, right? These are the two sections that we will be broadly covering in today's session. So having said that, candidates, I am sure all of you would have attended the pre-placement connect sessions that we had. And after that, we've been having multiple sessions with you. But one thing is that all of you would have signed up for WILP program, right? So it is nothing but Wipro's work integrated learning program that we have been erstwhile having for science graduates. So I think for the first time, we have come up with another agenda. So that is the crux of today's call. So we wanted to let you know what that opportunity is all about and what you can expect from this particular opportunity, right? In terms of the benefits, one, definitely we'll tell you what are the benefits. Second, in terms of from a career standpoint, how it is going to grab. So probably WIP, you see, it has a service agreement for 5 years, right? So here, whatever opportunity that we are talking about, we will walk you through in terms of how this is going to shape up. So first thing first, this opportunity candidates, it is for BSc candidates whom we have offered, but this is going to come up without a WILP agenda. So which means this is going to be a business as usual hiring. Just like we are hiring science graduates without giving them an opportunity for a 5-year academic course, this is going to be a standalone opportunity where you will come join Wipro as any other Wiproite. So the difference and the benefits is what we will discuss in detail in terms of how it is going to be. So talking about, just give me a minute. All right. So the key benefits, if you see, look at WILP program, right? So the benefits that you have is in terms of, yes, obviously the 5-year course that you have with BITS Pilani, the MTech that you will be pursuing, but here and also the CTC that you get in WILP, the first year you will be getting somewhere at 15,500, right? Including your ESA component. So here in this particular model, since it doesn't come with a higher education benefit tag to it, so your CTC is slightly more than what you get in a WLP program. So here, overall, the CTC for first year is going to be 2,53,800, right? This is going to be your CTC, considering all of you in this call, whom we have invited for today's session, are from Maharashtra region. So while I say Maharashtra region, I mean we usually get preference location from the candidates, right? So when you fill in the application form, we get the details in terms of which location you prefer to join. So today's call, we've called only candidates who have given Mumbai or Pune as their preferred location, either in 1, 2, or 3, right? So you are a selected lot for this opportunity because business has a demand there in that location, and that's why you've been called. So if any of your friends have forwarded the invite to you, it is not the right meeting for you because it is an invite only session. Only if you have been invited by us directly, then it makes sense. So if not, it is not going to make sense for you because at the end of the session, we will roll out a survey. It has a particular key pointers to be clicked in from you. As I told you, this opportunity is for Mumbai region, and only candidates who are ready to relocate to Mumbai will be even called for onboarding, right? So having said that, the benefits key benefits that you have once you join this particular program without WILP opportunity is that one, increase in CTC, right? What you're going to get 15,000 first year, here you're getting 21,000 per month. And this is for your first year. And after this, increment is as per whatever company regulation is, because every year we do have an appraisal cycle, right? So whatever is the organization percentage that is meant for that particular year, from then on it is business as usual. So after first year, the increment, but depending on your performance, it is a performance based model, right? And second, you're a full-time employee in Wipro from day one. So if you look at WLP, you join in as WLP scholar, and you will have to spend about 5 years, and then you get converted to a Wipro full-time employee. So, but in this model, you'll be onboarded as a full-time employee on day one itself, considering you don't pursue your MTech, right? And third thing is that there is no service agreement to be signed for 5 years, right? The generic service agreement that is there for 1 year is still deemed fit, but you don't have to sign in an agreement for 5 years, just like WIP program, right? So these are some of the benefits that you have if you sign up for this program. And again, candidates, it is an option, it is a choice. We have a requirement, and you all have given a preference in the Maharashtra, I mean Mumbai as preference, Mumbai or Pune. We have called only those set of candidates. So since you are interested in this location, we are giving this demand, whatever opportunity you've got now, to discuss with you, to hear from you after this session, after the leader connect. We will roll out a survey where you can give your option whether you can opt to continue with this program without the WLP benefit, where this will be your benefits, right? And you can also decide, no, I'd want to join only WLP program. Then the option is yours, right? So this connect session, candidates, just listen from us. So after this session, the leader from CIS is there who will walk you through what are the career opportunities that you will have in CIS domain, right? So listen to us carefully, and post the end of session, we will roll out a survey which will specifically ask you for details in terms of the willingness to work in the location and willingness to opt for this non-WLP model of hiring, right? So only upon your consent, we are going to consider you for this opportunity. If you still say that, no, we will wait for WLP, option is yours. So this is just a session to understand, because in our usual connect sessions which happened earlier, so we used to get many messages in the chat saying, ma'am, can I pursue this without higher studies, right? At that time, we couldn't give you this opportunity because there was no model such existing, right? When we were having sessions that time. So we thought we might as well come on, ask you directly if in case you're interested to pursue without higher education with a increased compensation compared to what WLP provides. If you're interested, you can give your interest. But listen carefully in terms of what the program is all about, what your career, what are the career advantages that you're going to get, what are the expectation from you, because this is going to be for India business, which has uh, uh, its own prerequisites, right? Say, for example, I think we have the leader with us today who will definitely walk you through in terms of what is the expectations from the India business, but it has its own prerequisites which you need to abide to in terms of once you sign up for this program, right? So I think these are some of the pointers, and we do have a survey which we will probably give it to you once the leader connect Nikhil comes and walks you through in terms of the India specific requirements. But at an outset, these are the generic advantages that you will be having from the session standpoint. I mean, while I mentioned session from this program standpoint, right? So non-WLP has its own advantages. Just to quickly give a recap, one, increase in CTC, 21,000 is what you'll be getting from first year. And second is in terms of the full-time employment that you get, starting from the day one. And third, in terms of the service agreement. So you need not sign a service agreement of 5 years, just like WIP. This is going to be a standalone offer that you're going to get with 1 year, which is the usual service agreement that we have with all the other categories of hiring, right? So on that note, you hear it out. So we have Nikhil Tavale with us, who is one of the senior leader from Cloud Infrastructure Unit, who will be walking you through in terms of what you're signing up for, what are the career opportunities, how your career graph is going to look like, and what are the expectations that especially India unit has on you guys, right? After hearing to Nikhil, we will come back. I will walk you through the survey. I'll walk you through the key questions which you need to answer. And after that, we will have a Q&A if required. You can post your questions in the chat window. We'll take that. Right. So on that note, without further ado, I would like to hand it over to Nikhil Davale, who is the senior leader from CIS. So over to you, Nikhil. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Radhika. Hi, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you. Good to connect virtually with all of you. So I think Radhika has already given a brief background of what we are looking at, right? And I wanted to give you a glimpse of how your journey would start directly on the job, right? And what are the expectations that we have from you? What are the career paths that we can present in front of you? What are the typical challenges that you may face? What are the overall benefits that you will have, right, from taking up this role directly? So let me start with the placement or the expectations, right? So you would be placed in one of the areas for one of the customers that we have in the India geography. Predominantly, it would be at the customer location itself. There may be some of you who might be placed in one of the ODCs that we have within Wipro as well, depending on the kind of requirements that we have at that point of time. The placement will basically in one of these roles where you would be taken up, you would be explained and given a glimpse of what exactly is the technical area in which you would be involved, and where you would contribute in terms of servicing the customers that we have. Um, what are the expectations, right, from all of you in the role that you take up? So once your placement is finalized or your role is finalized within the ecosystem that we have for one of the customers, either on site or at the location of Wipro ODC, what you have to ensure is that you start the learning on the job, right? Whatever project has been assigned to you, whatever technology has been assigned to you, or whatever area you are put in, you start understanding the nuances, and you start taking up the responsibilities in terms of the activities that you're supposed to do on a day-to-day basis. Once you are trained, or the training will go on for about 15 days to 1 month, depending on what kind of role you are put in. There may be some which are complex roles, and you may need some more time to kind of gel in these roles. And there might be some which are relatively easier, and you can quickly take up and understand these roles and start contributing towards the actual activities that we're supposed to do for our customers, right? So that's how the placement process will be. One of the leaders, I mean, we will immediately connect you with the site in charge or the leader who is there at either at the customer site or in the Wipro ODC, and they will take you up in terms of assigning you a person who would be your Spock, who would give you the training, who would make you understand what are the activities that are supposed to be done, and slowly groom you to the level where you independently start operating. So that's how the onboarding process will happen. The expectations that we have from you, right, on the job is first and the foremost is to show professionalism and adaptability, because this is a environment where you would directly work most of the times from a customer location. So you have to follow the dressing etiquettes that the customer follows. You have to be very professional in terms of speaking to the customers. You would be co-located with them, so you will have very, very frequent interactions with all of them. And since you will be at customer locations, the point that you have to understand is that you are the ambassadors for Wipro in front of the customer. So the way you behave displays the overall culture of the company itself, right? So that professionalism is something that is expected from you on the job. Okay. Obviously, the second and the most important point is having a customer-centric approach, right? I mean, whatever we do, our purpose or our upholding that trust that customer has for Wipro is the utmost responsibility or the expectation that we have from all our Wipro employees. So that is one more expectation from you from the job. The third one is the ownership and accountability. Once you take up a role, once you take up and understand one set of activity or one set of a tower that you work for, you will be expected to take complete responsibility of your tasks, and you're obviously accountable for making quality outcomes for the delivery what you're supposed to deliver, right? In for obviously for that customer where you are deputed. So to repeat, professionalism and quick adaptability to work from customer location, to work in the dynamic environment, customer centric approach where customer satisfaction is considered as at the topmost objectives of for all of you, and the ownership and accountability of the responsibility of the tasks which are assigned to you. These are the three main outcomes. Okay, what will happen to you is also you will get a chance to work on fast evolving technology. So you have the have the mindset of having a continuous learning or continuous improvement approach, right? You'll get to learn more and more tools, more and more processes. You can opt for more and more certifications very regularly. So that way you keep yourself abreast of all the technology changes that you'll see in the near future, right? So these are the expectations that we expect all of you to have on the job, right? Now, the second portion that I wanted to touch base upon is the career options that you will foresee, right? I mean, we understand that you might be thinking that now that you're not doing your post graduation with Wipro, will that have an impact to your career path, or how would that shape up, right, in the future? And that's very natural to think of. So what we want to tell you is that while you will start at entry level roles, there are obviously you will have options right up to grow to the leadership level. I have myself known some of my colleagues who have started as a field engineer and who are currently performing the roles of a account delivery head or a cluster delivery head, which are one of the topmost delivery roles in Wipro, right? So the career path definitely is defined. You will start as an entry-level engineer, maybe a field engineer, maybe a remote engineer, maybe a analyst for one of the infrastructure tracks like a OS a monitoring expert, or for integrated service desk, many such, or a DB engineer. There are many options that you have where you will be put in. So one of the infrastructure towers, end user towers, monitoring tools, for one of these you will be put up as a entry level engineer to start with. Gradually you can grow obviously in the technology area, in the leadership area. You can either be expert in one of the technology areas, so you pick up a track and you grow in that track, right? So from a engineer to an analyst to an admin to a senior admin to a tech lead to a architect to a senior architect and so on. These are the technology side career options that you have. On the managerial side, some of you might choose to take up site lead roles, or area manager roles, or regional manager roles, or cluster manager roles, right? Across, depending on what kind of area that you're currently looking at, and what kind of inclination you have, whether you want to stay in technology, you want to go in management. So based on that, you can choose whichever career path you find good. You may find yourselves, if you do very well in all your career opportunities that you get, and you grow very fast in terms of taking up all the opportunities that Wipro gives to you, you can find yourself leading a DC. You can find yourself leading a particular tower like a cloud or a virtualization or a cyber security or automation or tools or end user or workplaces head, right? So there are ample opportunities that you will get. Not having the educational credentials alone will not stop your career journey. That is one thing that we can assure you. Your performance itself will definitely give you that additional boost, and that is one thing that will define your career at Wipro. The better you perform, more options you will get, and more growth you will see in the near future. So having touched upon the career aspects, now I also want to tell you a few of the challenges which you should be kind of aware of, right? Which may come your role, come your way. When you perform that role at your workplace, you will see many of these challenges coming up, and I want you to be prepared in your mind, right, for such uh, challenges. We often face resource constraints, right? We always have limited capacity in terms of manpower. The tasks are many more. The timelines are very tight. You will have to step up, and you will have to obviously manage all the activities that you do, sometimes for yourself, sometimes for your colleagues also. Somebody gets ill and is not available for a week's time, and then all that workload is shared with you. all such challenges will come, and you'll be given ample opportunities as well as support from all the leaders you will have to perform in such resource challenges. You will see continuously changing technology. One day you have uh, a technology that you have learned, and suddenly that technology starts getting into a legacy framework, right, and goes towards its end of life and end of support time. And that's when you have to go and start learning at a newer technology like an Azure or like a AWS. We have seen this happening, and you have to have a continuous learning as the only lever that you can leverage, right? Learn on the job, learn on the. There are ample opportunities that are given within Wipro. There are many certification opportunities. You can yourself keep yourself updated on all these certifications. There is a portal that we have within Wipro which is called as We Learn. There are so many certifications that you can do, and not just in the area that you are currently working on, but also your area of interest. For example, you may be currently working on a database, but you may want to have a Azure cloud certification. There is nothing that stops you. You can go ahead, get the training done, get the certification done. Some of these are directly certifications from the OEM. So you may get Azure certified from Microsoft, or you may get AWS certified from Amazon itself, right? So there are rapid tech challenges, but I would take those as more than a challenge. It's an opportunity for learning, for upgrading yourself in terms of your knowledge of the technology, right? There are many areas where, because so I primarily handle the banking ecosystem for Wipro. So there are many um, compliances or many regulatory standards that you're supposed to adhere to, and that is also one area where which is very challenging, but I'm sure you will be given ample opportunities and ample learnings from both Wipro as well as customer side to make sure that you are yourself compliant, and make sure that whatever service or whatever track or whatever infrastructure tower that you're working on also stays compliant, and all the security measures are upheld with the highest integrity. There may be high pressures in the job at some point of time, a lot of work pressure, a lot of customer side pressure. But again, I consider that as an opportunity to learn and grow. If you're not put under pressure, if you don't have too much of workload, the chances of your growth are also lesser, is what I personally firmly believe, right? Because the more prone you are to pressure, better is your capability to scale up for taking challenging roles, bigger roles, and that also opens many doors for you. Sometimes you may be requested to go and work on one of the remote areas. Like for example, suddenly we don't have a person in, let's say, somewhere in Chandigarh or somewhere in Jaipur, and we want some of you to take up that role and go there and work from there. And obviously Wipro will help with the relocation and everything, but you may be requested to take up that role. But again, how that would help is, it would always be a step up for you, right? Because from doing a smaller job, you will be given a higher responsibility in terms of managing the entire site, for example, or managing the entire bank branch or bank cluster or a DC environment somewhere in Hyderabad, right? So it will always be a step up for you. So even though all such relocations may happen, all these would eventually bring you additional benefits, right? So the typical challenge is, just to summarize, we talk about resource constraints, we talked about the rapid technology changes that you may have, the compliance and security responsibilities and accountabilities that you're expected to adhere to, and the high pressure that you may face sometimes from customer, and then obviously the um, location related issues also which may come up. But having said that, as I told you, all these challenges also open up doors for more and more growth options and more career options, right? Lastly, to touch upon the benefits of the direct on the job training, right, instead of going through the WIMS training. We just wanted to quote only 3 or 4 points that I've already spoken about. But just to summarize, you will get to work on the real world application. You will be directly put onto a job. You will be directly understanding how the actual uh, actual activities happen at an actual client location. You will be directly put in front of customer. That itself is a very, very big learning. It is also a very, very practical way, because while obviously the more you learn and more you're equipped, it is better. But when you work on actual project, that gives you the opportunity to actually understand what is required from you, understand the difference between a theory and a practice, right? So you get that opportunity almost immediately. With this hands-on experience that you will get tremendous confidence and tremendous knowledge of the actual way of working at a customer side. You will also have tremendous opportunity of networking and mentorship, because when you actually go and start your career right in front of the customer, there will be many customers who you will work with. They will be fond of the way you work. They will be happy. They will appreciate you. You will get those many rewards and recognitions from Wipro. There will be mentors assigned to you who will help you with your career path, who can give you that guidance, right? So all these benefits you will directly get from day one. So uh, that's the benefits, or the summary of the benefits that I wanted to share. And having said that, again, as Radhika had mentioned, the option is still with you. We would definitely encourage all of you, or most of you, to take up this opportunity. It will give you good opportunities in terms of learning yourself, handling those challenges, the benefits of direct on the job training, the career paths that are open in front of you, and the expectations that you have, as well as the company has from you. You get to face that immediately on day one. So, having said that, I would like to conclude by again thanking all of you and wishing all of you the very best in your choice, as well as your career and future ahead. Thank you very much and wish you all the best. Over to you,
Thank you.
Radhika.
Thank you so much, Nikhil. I think they would have definitely gotten an overall holistic view of what they're going to sign up for. So just one question from a candidate I'm seeing in the Q&A.
Okay.
Can you please share the technology stack or the day-to-day task if possible? That's a query from one of the candidate.
The technology stack typically depends on the assignment that you get. It can be related to security. So, for example, firewall, we're talking about various firewalls that are there. There are, for example, if you quote one of the databases, now there are so many new age databases: Oracle, Postgres, MySQL, MySQL, NoSQL, MongoDB. So these are the typical database stacks. If you talk about OS, we have AIX, Linux, Unix, Solaris, Windows. So many OSs, so many versions of these OSs. Virtualization, you have Nutanix, you have VMware. You have many other flavors of various cloud opportunities like Azure, AWS, Google, Oracle, and so on. There are many areas in terms of the backup and storage, where you're working on NetApp, Hitachi, many such storage options, or backup options. There are multiple areas within the end user services also, where different technologies, different OEMs you support. You support various OEMs like HP, with Lenovo, Dell, and every other technology that comes along with the antivirus, the compliances, the patch management, all of it. So almost everything that you would have heard of, or you would have seen in your previous educational background, you will have flavor of all of them while working for Wipro, because the kind of length and breadth that we manage for our customers covers everything, right from the end user level to the OS virtualization, database, middleware, disaster recovery management, everything, almost everything that you see on the typical tech stack for any infrastructure services engagement.
Got it. So thank you, Nikhil. Abdul, hope that answered your question. So I think I'm not seeing any other. So do you want to touch upon the number of working days, Nikhil?
Yeah, sure. So typically, since we are uh, um, in the banking space, right, or in the India business space, the working days typically is 6 days on alternate Saturdays and 5 days on the remaining weeks. So typically, first, third, and fifth Saturday is a working Saturday, and the rest are not working Saturday. However, some of you may also be placed in shifts, which means that because we are also providing 24/7 coverage to some of our customers in DC, you may also be put in shifts, which means that it may also have the requirements of working over nights or weekends and so on. That's how the whole entire India business is placed. So more or less, it covers almost all the times, all the almost time zones and shifts. However, the other side of it is also that typically most of the India customers or most of the government customers or BFSI customers have non-working, have more bank holidays. Effectively, if we do the math, compared to the US or other geographies, it is only 10 days difference between an India-based customer or a US-based customer. So more or less, it is same. But again, you have to be very flexible in terms of having 24/7 coverage also if need be, because that is what is the expectation when you go to the project, right? When I said you have to be responsible and accountable and ownership oriented for the activities that you do, it may entail some of these factors like working on a Saturday, working on, let's say you're working on a go live, or there's a cut over planned on a Saturday or a Sunday. You have to be flexible to do that. You may be also required to work late nights sometimes. Obviously, whatever travel arrangements or reimbursements that have to be done in such cases will be done. But the flexibility is something that has to be there, and we clearly expect that flexibility from all of you. All of us also have gone through this kind of flexibility. I have myself worked for numerous number of weekends, numerous number of night shifts in the early days. Even today, if there is a issue that comes up for one of the customers at 2 a.m. in the night, I'm there to support the customer, right? So that expectation obviously comes as we go along and take this journey towards our customers.
Right. So thanks, Nikhil. Thanks for answering that. So candidates, I think predominantly most of the questions revolving around the technical project side of it, I think Nikhil has fairly covered it. So I'm also not seeing anything related to the work related stuff. So I think, yes. So thank you so much, Nikhil, for your time. I hope they have now gotten a complete insight of what they're going to sign up for. So we will take it forward from here in terms of touching upon the interest from the candidates and other aspects. So thanks. Thanks for your time.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much. Looking forward to work with all of you very closely soon. Thank you.
Thanks, Nikhil. So candidates, now over to I think few of you